Yeah. Little baby. Oh shit. Where's the ping? There's the ping. Alright, just give me a countdown of when I'm live, so I know. When I, Alrighty! Everybody, welcome to Lobster Crossfire. This is going to be a very incredible tournament today. I believe we got 11 teams here today, competing for a grand prize of $80. That's about $20. It is confirmed $20 a person there for the winner here today. But I do want to bring it to your attention. Remember, in this tournament here, a big rule, maybe even the biggest rule there is that you have to use a dually squelcher here. It could be the vanilla one, or it could be the custom one, but in general, you have to use a dually squelcher. So it's going to bring out some very cool comps and, you know, just something different than what you see normally with mostly shooter comps. And, you know, we've seen a little bit more variety with some blasters being added. But dually squelchers is we don't see dually squelchers that much anymore, and it's going to be an incredible showing, just in general, on how they are going to be able to use those dually squelchers. Now, in our first round, we are starting winners round one, bright and early here, with Jelly Squids, a very good team coming out of F&F, Friday Night Frenzy. Another big tournament, as well as their opponent, Blacklight. This team, I know they're a really good team here. I believe winning SOS in the Great White bracket here. So obviously a really good team in general. And so Jelly Squids definitely are going to have a challenge here. But I do know that Jelly Squids does have a dually squelcher main. in the back of their pocket. So it's going to be incredible to see on how they can actually, use their abilities here, and having the knowledge of a required weapon here. So just to make it knowledgeable to you guys watching our amazing stream, we are just waiting for one member of Blacklight, and then we will be getting started here very shortly. But again, going to be a great tournament here today. Some well-known teams here. We have Micklin Heroes, which I've been seeing more and more in some great tournaments. DNA signed up, as well as Good Morning. So some really good teams, as well as some funny pickups. I'm actually pretty surprised we did not get any big man pickup teams in the Frisk there. I felt like there's a lot of different teams there, just the pickup teams that just really want to use big man in any way, shape, or form as their pickup team. So hey, we don't have one of those today, but we do have the King Boo Sims. I think that's kind of a pretty funny name here. I do want to make it known that we are, in fact, getting started here today. The final member has joined from Blacklight, and so we are just about to get ready here. Remember, also, this tournament is Splat Zones only, so you will not be seeing any other mode. Just Splat Zones only for today. And our first match here is going to be on Splat Zone's Anchovy game. So just going to be really, really vigilant on what they need to do here. While playing this map, I personally like seeing an inkjet or two, getting up on that little brick there, which gives so much range to the opponent. Seeing at least one inkjet makes me happy, mostly because it's a special kind of like here. But again, do note, obviously, since they have to bring a dually sculpture here, you're going to see at least an ink storm or a 10 missile. So it's going to be something always in somebody's back pocket there. So we're going to see at least one of those specials, if not many more, because obviously they only need one player that is dually sculpture main. So these comps are definitely going to be something to look out for as we get into our first match here on Splat Zone's Anchovy game. Alright, bringing out the brush here, NATO, the Octobrush. What a interesting pick here. Both teams do have a dually sculpture, but Blacklight opting for that missiles, while I believe Diamond there on Jelly Squid is opting for that storm. So it's going to be very important, the difference as the Octobrush does in fact go down here. Missiles and Ray coming down as Blacklight has this zone pretty locked down. Double missiles here. Gonna put Jelly Squids into a lockout here as they're rushing them forward. Jelly Squids is losing a lot of turf fast, and they need to get those specials to kind of get back into this thing. Now 2 down on Jelly Squids. And it's looking really hard for those as the battle begins. Look at that dually sculpture battle there, as unfortunately Jelly Squids loses their dually sculpture. Ray is now coming out for Blacklight, and now 2 down for Jelly Squids there as Mark is trying to get something going. They do have some missiles, and Jelly Squid has one last push here to find something. And I think all they really need to do here is, first off, keep the specials and stay alive here, as they got one more push here, and it's looking quite unfortunate for the Jelly Squids here, as they are trying their best here, but unfortunately unable to get to the zone there, as Blacklight kind of overpowered them there, and just showed no mercy towards Jelly Squids here. Alright, so we have, I should say, Blacklight taking our first set here. I do want to make it known to y'all that in our winners round, this winners round 1 is going to be a best of 5, so Jelly Squids definitely nowhere close yet, at least, out of this tournament just yet. So they still have many, or at least 2 more opportunities to get back into this thing. So yeah, I mean, anything's possible here, and anything is possible as we switch it up a bit, right? We went from Anchovy games, which is, I mean, way more open map, and now for our second match here, we're going to Splat Zone's Inkblot Art Academy, which, I mean, at least that Octobrush can work a little harder there. Obviously, very niche pick there, and could and was easily outplayed there. So, you know, Inkblot Outer Academy is a smaller stage, and it's just it's a lot easier for the Octobrush to do its work. Unlike the Ancho V games, where yes, you have that inkjet for that tricky play, but besides that, it's really hard for that brush to get in and do its work here. So, looking to see more of that, but also double missiles coming out for Blacklight just kind of overwhelmed the Jelly Squids there, and you know they made that pick to go with the missiles dually squelcher, and I think it worked out a little bit more than that ink storm there. So excited to see what these teams are going to bring out for their dual squelchers, and just in general, like seeing some different weapons. Obviously, Jelly Squids was running a very uncommon comp there, having a squelcher, or a dually squelcher there, and a brush, and that mini splatling there. So excited to see what they mixed up. Bubbles there for Jelly Squids. As we see Blacklight take a more standard comp. You got your armor, your 52 gal. Like I was saying earlier, we like to see these blasters, these rapid blaster pros, more common, and then obviously your Julie Squelcher here. But NATO there on the Kenza Octobrush, having that stamp to his ability, just sharking here, trying to get some down, but they know his location. Unfortunately, Blacklight getting a good start to the lead. Jelly Squids needs to think of something fast. Getting those specials are very important here. Just being as a team and getting that teamwork. As look at this, Jelly Squids has 3 specials now. It's time to go in. NATO with the hammer gets absolutely destroyed there. 2 down, as now it's 3 down. Unfortunately, that push was ultimately stopped, and now it's just this Splatling here sharking in the corner here, just trying to get something done. As time is a ticking. Alright, one last push here, and the bubbles are coming out for Jelly Squids. The counter, though, armor being used on the side of Blacklight here, and this is their last point. 1 down on Blacklight, now 2. I think this might be an opportunity here for the Jelly Squids to get something done, and it is! Jelly Squids get the cap there. They are not out of it yet, but they have a large penalty to overcome. There we go. Unfortunately, trades there for the heavy spotling there. Very hard and slow weapon at least. So it's really hard for that spotling to get in and get going, but a good trade nonetheless. Still 1-1 each player, as the Blacklight does get this zone back. Mark here being very sneaky in his play, as Blacklight doesn't suspect him until now. He's got his wall up. It's a 1v1 battle. And the blaster ultimately getting the victor there, outplaying that spotling, and 3 down for the Jelly Squids. But it is not over yet. Jelly Squids has shown they can get back into this game and at least cap the zone here with great teamwork and special usage. So, ultimately, it's not over yet. Here you go. They neutral the zone. Unfortunately, 1 going down. The bubbles coming out, though, for the Jelly Squids here. As 3 go down for the Jelly Squids, unfortunately. That spotlight had no room to really move there, unfortunately. And Blacklight does take that second game here on Inkbot Art Academy, flat zones. And but I will say, obviously, I think Blacklight had a more standard comp there. Look at that 13 kills there by the Rapid Blaster. Just such a fun and, very happy, that the Rapid Blaster pros are getting into the meta a little bit, because it's a pretty cool weapon there. And is really, it can be used so well with certain comps. So, but again, that was a more standard comp. We see, obviously, you have to have that Dual Sculpture, but overall, more standard comp that we see on the side of Blacklight there. And but it is safe to say Jelly Squids did counter that a little bit more than what they did on Ancho V games. So, I mean, if they can figure out a strategy and, work as a team a little bit more here, I think Jelly Squids does have a chance to get something done here, as, as long as they have that teamwork and that special usage, as we saw, at that one moment, unfortunately, it didn't succeed. But NATO with his Octobrush popped that stamp, and I believe they popped armor at the same time. So there was some good amount of teamwork there. But overall, Blacklight kind of overpowered them there. So we're coming into our third map. Match point here for the Jelly Squid, or I should say for Blacklight. Reverse sweep needed in favor of Jelly Squid. So here we go on Wahoo World. Spot zones for usual. And I believe the same comp coming out from Blacklight, but switching it up here. Going back, or I should say that is a junior, and then we have a heavy, a Hydra, I should say, on the side of Jelly Squid. So going to be a nice battle here. Love switching of the weapons there and really finding what it feels. Here we go in mid. Unfortunately, Hydra and the armor weapon, the junior, go down and unfortunately overpowering there. 52 getting that brush flare, and now they are up in arms with that 52 on the side of Blacklight. Jelly Squids really needs to find a power and their special usage to get out of this situation here. That 52 does go down there. So Jelly Squids is a go. Look at that armor. Look at that stamp. They're getting into the zone. NATO trying to get the zone here. Not doing it yet, but missing that stamp. I think that's baloney there. That looked like a really nice throw, and unfortunately, no tap there. As Blacklight is going to keep this here. And look at this Julius Squelcher. It was in a really good position there to capitalize on it. But they need to go. Jelly Squids here need to go here. And last-ditch effort. And no sign of stopping Blacklight there. Jelly Squids, unfortunately, gets no sign of a cap in this game. Or I should say, at least this match here. Unfortunately, I mean, really unique weapons there on Jelly Squids. But overall, Blacklight really just overpowered them there. So unfortunate 3-0 here, but Blacklight will be going to our next round, while Jelly Squids will be falling to our losers bracket after round 1. Both teams were really strong here, so Jelly Squids does have a chance to come back, and it's obviously we do have the losers bracket here, so anything is really possible. Obviously, you go one down, but sometimes you need to go far in the losers bracket before you strike big. So both teams, I mean, showed a great performance, but Blacklight overall, taking the victory there and going on to our winners round 2. They have, I believe, they will be facing Gilgamesh 13 in round 2. All right, and with that, we are going to actually head to a break here, and we will see you right after this. And welcome back to Lobster Crossfire. I'm Corona B here, commentating for you live here today, and we are getting into winners round 2 of Lobster Crossfire here with two incredible teams, DNA versus Good Morning. Now, I'd like to reiterate some of our rules here. The most important rule here today at Lobster Crossfire is that you must be playing a dually squelcher. It's something very important and could indeed result in your loss if you don't play a dually squelcher. So very important to play a dually squelcher here, and all teams will be playing splat zones here today from a pool, but all splat zones here today. So dually squelchers, splat zones equals fun. That is the equation for today's tournament here. I mean, we've got some great teams here. We are just waiting on one more member, I believe, of Good Morning. But just looking at these teams, obviously speaking, unlike Jelly Squids we saw last time, nobody on Good Morning particularly plays, or I should say, I believe DNA has someone particularly playing dually squelchers. Nobody like I believe it was Jelly Squid's Diamond, who was huge on those dually squelchers, and they main or play very often those dually squelchers. Nobody on these teams mains or has it as a pocket the dually squelcher. So it's gonna be pretty important and pretty. We got to keep an eye out on who on these teams are going to be playing that dually squelcher, because obviously they're going to have a little bit less skill than their main weapon per se. So obviously most of the teams we have players that most people know. Obviously on DNA we have Zeke and Luke, who are very well known, as well as you got Voice, I believe. Voice, yes, correct, factual. As well as Helix. So again, a lot of well-known players on this team, as well as Dark. I should say. Obviously, I'm not leaving anybody out here on DNA. So again, who's going to play that mid line here? I mean, Zeke, obviously, technically speaking, that Nautilus is that mid line here. So we could see Zeke going over to that dually squelcher, but it's too hard to tell now, because literally anybody on these teams can play dually squelcher. But we should at least look at these teams here. Going over to Good Morning, they play pretty standard stuff here. Obviously, we've got your backline. I mean, Keen literally plays almost anything they can put in their hands here. Hayden with foil squeezer usually, and then you got Shadow with that zap. Obviously, you need armor. It's just literally built into this game. And then I should say then. All right, I'm getting words that they think one of their players is asleep, which is unfortunate. Shadow, I think you need to wake up a little bit. Obviously that's a joke. Unfortunately, we want to play these sets out and not have major difficulties, but unfortunately here I've been told that Good Morning is going to give DNA the set due to the fact that Shadow is unfortunately sleeping. Hey, sleep is very important, so shout out to Shadow. That's a play, but let's see. I think we're gonna take it on over. We're gonna take it on over to Mad Lads, I believe. I think we're gonna take it over to Mad Lads versus Stampede. Shirts' team. That is our joke that I made back in me and Dolly, I believe. For who doesn't know, I believe it was Squid Junction. I've been told they call Chara shirts now, or pants or something like that. I don't know, but anyway, shorts. So that's a little something for you. But yeah, so we're gonna go over to Stampede versus Mad Lads. Uh, we'll see if they're actually Mad Lads here. Or I should say, I believe it's half Stampede. Um, I believe that's what we're facing, half Stampede, because it's half of Stampede. Yeah. So just want to reiterate here. Obviously, while we're waiting for these teams, they do have to play dually sculptures here. So really, again, obviously, dually sculpture is not something you see normally here, and just some, just as plain as it is, not in the meta currently, unfortunately. But we're gonna we'll see what these teams, what do these teams pick? What do they work around? Obviously, we saw Blacklight in our winners round one, bring in blasters, and then mostly usual comp there. Obviously, you got the blaster, you got the NZAP, and then you got the K52. So nothing out of the ordinary besides that Julie Squelcher that is being thrown around here. So hey, anything's possible. And then you had the amazing Jelly Squids team, play whatever the heck they wanted, So all right, we're gonna get right into this now. Stampede versus Mad Lads. The Mad Lads is a mad good team pickup name. But I believe Mad Lads consists of, I know it at least consists of Madness on Nautilus there. So that's gonna be a good battle here, but I'm not sure who else is gonna be playing on the Mad Lads. Obviously, pickup teams, you could literally have anybody on these teams, so it's too early to tell who they're bringing. But Stampede, I believe that it's mostly usual. I'm trying to think of these amazing players on this team. All right. Yeah, so we're just waiting for these teams to get in. So while we do that, while we wait for Stampede versus Mad Lads to get everybody in the lobby, we are going to be taking a little break here. So we'll be right back with our true winners round 2 in just a bit. Alright, and welcome back to Lobster Crossfire here. We are gonna be watching Stampede versus the Mad Lads. Both of these teams, I mean, Stampede is I believe it's a legit team. I don't know. I know, uh, I haven't kept up with Chara much lately, which is my bad. It's my bad. But I do know the Mad Lads is a pickup team, consisting of Madness, Jared, and then there's Cappuccino and Jet here. I'm not sure who those people are, but they do have the skills and what it takes to win this tournament. Possibly, we'll see here. But they are the Mad Lads, which is a pretty cool name. Not gonna lie here, but just going to go over our rules again, just so everybody remembers. This is a Splat Zones only tournament, as well as each team needs to have a Dually Squelcher on their team in order to participate, which I think these teams want to participate, so both teams need to have a Dually Squelcher here. Looking at this, Kiwi and Jet are our Dually Squelcher players here, and a little bit different than what we've seen. Our Dually Squelchers are our most our longest range weapons here. Is this the same comp? I just realized it's the same comp. Both teams playing the same exact weapons. Besides, one is playing missiles. Missiles on the side of Mad Lad here, while Inkstorm on the side of Stampede. So, so much variety here. But let's get into the gameplay here. We see a nice kill onto the Dually Squelcher of Stampede. So here comes the specials. 2 down on the side of Stampede here. It is now time for the Mad Lads to get going. And but the Booyah Bomb is in full circle for I should say Stampede has a nice kill by the K-Gal here. Synapse putting in the work here as the 2-shot weapon. He is, and that Dually Squelcher is not going to stay alive there for long. Synapse doing a really good job trying to get the paint down on the ground, keeping control, but almost about to get fall off here as Booyah Bomb is in their control. So, gonna try and use that soon, I believe, and use it soon they will, and they throw it right at Jared there, unfortunately, going down. Alright, 2 down for the Mad Lads. Really going to be important in trying to get this map back, as Stampede is doing a really good job. Look at those points tick on down. 30 seconds remaining here. We need to see a fast push here by the Mad Lads to keep it alive. Missiles is going to do something here, as all the specials are coming out for both sides. Really going to put on a lot of pressure. And Madness going taken down. 2 down for the Mad Lads. But they're contesting it here. Jared unfortunately goes down, but Booyah Bomb going to come out from the 52 gal. But unfortunately, 3 down. It's just that Dually Squelcher, and it's going to be no good. Manta Maria is going to go to Stampede. And you mean, excellent work there from Stampede. They're really taking their time and just getting really good picks here. Look at Synapse up there. 10 picks there, really laying down the groundwork for a W on the side of Stampede here. Going into the second round, obviously now we know who our Dually players are. Jet and Kiwi are going to be playing those Dualies here, and both players actually played really well there on those Dualies. So going to be a pretty cool sight to see, as well as are we going to see pretty similar comps from these teams again here. Obviously, besides a special difference, all the main weapons were the same on both sides here. So we'll see. Obviously, there's a 50% chance of the Dually Squelchers being correct. So you might have those risks there. So Splat Zones Anchovy Games will be our second match here on Splat Zones. And remember that this is a best of 5 situation, so you need 3 wins to take it all. Here we go. Anchovy Games, Splat Zones, winners round 2. And let's see, a Splash O Mana coming out from the side of the Mad Lads. Gonna be putting a little bit more pressure on them, and now both of them have missiles here, double missiles on the side of Stampede. Gonna really put some pressure on for them. So, uh, first team to bite the zone here is gonna be the Mad Lads, as they don't get many points, but they do get the zone here. But Stampede is more working as a group here, getting those missiles, getting that armor, getting the Booyah Bomb, and getting that lead. And getting that destruction on the K-52. No Booyah for you. 3 down on the side of the Mad Lads. They really got to come back and try and, get those specials, work as a team, and importantly, not die again. Obviously, now 2 members of Mad Lads are marked and ready to be destroyed, and they do a trade being picked off there. Both 52 gals go down, but not without a fight here. I should say, bombs are getting laid onto this zone here as, the Mad Lads are trying to take this back, but no go. Their 52 is down again. Stampede is doing an excellent job of keeping their zone, and honestly, their dually player is playing a lot better than what we see on the side of the Mad Lads. Jet unfortunately unable to get a kill just yet, but with this little flank, he might get some. Look at this! There's the first kill by them, and a double there, keeping it away, and a destruction of the Booyah. That is something to not mess with. Getting that zone cap with 2 remaining on the side of Stampede. Going to be really important on keeping the zone in the hands of Mad Lads. And the missiles come out for the Mad Lads. They're trying to keep this zone here and trying not to get down. But Synapse here with that 52 trying to get a pick there. Jared has nowhere to go. The missiles are everywhere. 50 points remain on the Mad Lads timer, but they are now getting contested and pushed back and displaced. Booyah Bomb comes out for the side of Stampede, as well as the K-52 going down. Cappuccino's in a tough position, getting caught out in the zone, as well as Synapse getting this Jet player on the Dually Squelchers. 3 down on the side of the Mad Lads. They got to regroup here and think of something fast, as the penalty points are going down swiftly. Stampede is set up in a really good area here. Look at this. 1 in arcade there, and 1 just sitting on that fan, keeping everything alive here. Kiwi now helping their teammates sign up here, keep it alive, but here it goes. Madness with the Booyah Bomb. Booyah Bomb counter. 10 missile counter. 26 seconds on the penalty here, 2 remaining on the big counter. As Madness and his team try to come up, the Mad Lads trying to get something done here. Where's the cap? There's the cap. But 2 specials popped in favor of Stampede, getting that zone back. Now 2 down on the play. Mad Lads do get a slight cap, but it goes right back into the hands of Stampede, which, they really need to find something on the side of the Mad Lads to get something going here, because really, Stampede has had no trouble with this match here. Look at Madness already going down, unfortunately, to that Dually Squelcher, showing who's boss. 14 seconds remaining on the penalty points. They need to come in. Armor is on the board. Here they come. No Booyah or no Burst Bomb Rush yet, but time is remaining. They're gonna get picked off by the missiles, but they do get the cap here, which is their only important benefit. But that is a wipe on the side of the Mad Lads. Unfortunate. $28 seconds remaining on the penalty. 1 on the actual physical clock here as Madness is coming through the flank. Will he find Prochara? No, he will not there. Booyah Bomb comes out. 1 last-ditch effort. Gonna get almost shredded there, but that is it there. The quad on the play for Stampede seals the deal as 2-0 to Stampede currently. But the Mad Lads are not out of it. Look at that difference, though. Kiwi with 15, Char with 14. Some of those are probably some assists there, but big out frags on Team Stampede, just working as a group a little bit more than the Mad Lads. It's something you sometimes see, if not mostly see, with your pickups. Obviously, pickups can be a force to be reckoned with, but sometimes teams just have that synergy and bond just like Stampede here, and they're showing it really, really well here. So they got one more match on the side of Mad Lads at least to take this I should say to stay in the winners round here. 2-0 currently on the side of Stampede. Round 2 of the winners on the winners side here, and it is a best of 5. Remember, both teams have to pick a Dually Squelchers on their team, or else they will, I believe, lose the set here. We want you to have a Dually Squelcher. Obviously. It's a great weapon. But both teams are almost ready to go here on Spot Zone's Wahoo World. And, you know, I'm excited to see what switches they have to pick there, because obviously we saw, I believe it was Stampede. I should say, the Mad Lads, they had the Inkstorm in the first match, and then they went to the Missiles in the second one, which, all in all, helped a little bit better. But, I mean, obviously, overpowering Stampede was on their team. So, we really got to see what they have in store here as we start this third match of round 2. Alright, Jet Squelcher coming out on the side of the Mad Lads. They needed some range there, and I think it's a good choice. Honestly speaking, they couldn't fight the midline range, but, you know, I think Madness on this Jet Squelcher is a really good idea, but time will tell here, as it is a fight from mid to see who's going to get it first. And the Stampede gets this zone first, and so they had a little bit of advantage, but look at this. Mad Lads getting their first start. We never saw this before. Unfortunately, Jared does go down, but we didn't see this start. Stampede always had that control at the start here, so. Booyah Bomb, though, getting canceled. Not enough to stop Stampede from getting in the zone here, but it is a kill indeed on the side of the Mad Lads. Jared getting picked off again there on that 52 gal in zone here, so that's going to make it pretty easy here for Stampede to get into the zone and capture it pretty well. Still, only need about 10 points to get that lead. Missiles coming out on the side of the Mad Lads. Lead given to Stampede, and they're sitting pretty chill here, but look at this. Nobody's on their plat, nobody's on the glass there besides Synapse, so look at this. Right easily there. Mad Lads had the chance to get that zone pretty without flaw here. Jared on the flank here. He was having to fend him off. Arashi helping. That is teamwork there. Jared unfortunately going down after some teamwork on the side of Stampede. But do note, as until now, Mad Lads had that zone, so they get it all the way down to 65, which is, you know, it's not super impressive, but compared to where Stampede is at right now, it is pretty close. The battle for Plat is real here, as 3 members are trying to get into mid from Plat on the side of the Mad Lads, and you know, the missiles come out, double missiles, Booyah Bomb pushing Madness and his crew backwards, as Synapse is keeping this control of the zone with that wall there, putting a lot of pressure in mid there, and really making it hard for the team to get through. Kiwi just missing that Booyah Bomb. Great dodges as Jared unfortunately goes down here. And it's a 2v3 in favor. It was in favor of the Mad Lads, but they're just letting them live. Kiwi gets the jump and lands, so they will have great play until I believe Mad Lads is actually getting nice control of this plat. Inkstorm on the side of the Stampede, as well as the ton of missiles, going to make it hard on Team Mad Lads to stop it. Look at this. The Booyah Bomb comes out. Jared counter Booyahing, though. Not doing much. Can paint it over, but Jared getting a nice kill on those Dually Squelchers as armor is popped and the zone is captured. As you saw right there, Synapse getting a really nice kill on Jared, their opposing 52, so Synapse doing a really good job at least killing the most potent player on the field, which is that K52 player. They can do the most damage and aggressiveness. As you can see here, Jerry getting a nice kill on Chara there on that junior there, putting some good armor for the Stampede scene. So really nice play there. Stampede having control, but the missiles coming out from the Mad Lads gonna prove some hard feat as they capture zone here. But look at this, they really don't have any control here as Stampede is pretty much able to get into the zone pretty rent-free. Putting in this Booyah Bomb, and look at just pushing out that team with nothing. Now they're all on plat here. All of Mad Lads here is on plat, and that right place over there on glass is pretty much free for this opposing Stampede team to take advantage of. Now Mad Lads has the zone, and they are out of the penalty here with about 40 seconds remaining. They are going to need a big stop here by Stampede. If I should say Stampede needs a big stop here if they want to continue in this game. But look at this. Time is ticking. They want to stay in winners here on the side of Mad Lads. So, but the zone is stopped here. Here's their chance, and indeed the Stampede team gets the zone back, but not without a little contection. 10 seconds remaining. Stampede has this zone ready for an overtime push here, and look at this Mad Lad team getting pushed back pretty well here. Jared brings out the Booyah Bomb. Now the missiles, but it's easily being painted over here. 25 seconds remaining on the clock. 2 down on the side of Stampede. It's going to be a hard one. Kiwi with the play, getting 2 before getting knocked down. Chara being the last one. It's a 1v1 versus the Dually Squelcher. And Chara's going to get some help here as the time continues. All the jumps coming out. The Jet Squelcher's down. The Junior's down. Only one person remains, and that's it. Stampede goes on to winners round 3. What an ending there for Stampede. They wanted it there, and Chara, wow. What a play there. Just being able to outpaint. Look at that. 10 armor there for Chara. I do gotta say, though, 11 missiles from both missile players on the side of Mad Lads. That is something. But at least in that game, we saw these Mad Lads actually, doing a good job and being able to at least, put up some pressure and get some good kills. Obviously, they looked a lot better in that Wahoo World match than they did in the last 2 matches. So, really nice to see, but unfortunately, that is a 3-0 in favor of Stampede, so they will be moving on. But the Mad Lads are not out yet. They are moving on to our losers bracket, where they do indeed have a chance to make it all the way back to the grand finals. But that is it for our round 2. We are going to be heading out to another break here as we set up round 3 right after this. Welcome back to Lobster Crossfire here. Today we will be playing a nice Flat Zones only tournament here, but there's a big catch, maybe an amazing catch. You have to play duelist sculptures. So duelist sculptures, one person on each team has to play a duelist sculptures. Could be the vanilla one or the custom one, but that is our catch here today at Lobster Crossfire. We are here in winners round 3, up against with two strong teams here today. We just saw this amazing team Stampede win against the Mad Lads 3-0. So really strong team here today. Really wanting that cash dollary dues here today. Do want to surface on that prize, our amazing prize pool today. We will be giving $80 to the winner of this tournament. So the grand prize winner, first place, gets $80 here, and I believe $40 if you get second place here today. So that is something important. And also you get a Sendu badge for getting a W, getting first place here at Lobster Crossfire. So very cool stakes. And these teams are ready to go here on Spot Zone's Wahoo World. And I forgot to mention our other amazing team. Don't think I forgot about you guys. The Micklin Heroes. That is who we were going for. But look at these two teams. I already see something incredibly different. Is that we see the Missiles Dually Sculpture on the side of the Micklin Heroes, but the Inkstorm one on the side of Stampede. So, a very different thing for each team. And 2 down, though, on the Micklin Heroes. So, very unfortunate here. And now it's about 3 down with a few coming through spawn. Stampede here doing a really good job of keeping control here, much more than I think the Mad Lads battle here, but Micklin here is trying to get back in here. Lex here with the Booyah Bomb, missiles combination, everything is going crazy and wacky. Dude, something to recognize is that Micklin Heroes is playing no armor, which might screw him over here, but the bubbles in Synapse face here, Synapse ultimately going to win that battle here in 7 seconds remaining on the clock. With 20 seconds remaining here, here's the last push for the Micklin Heroes. They need to make it matter here. And the missiles, and I believe, yeah, their double missile is going to try and make it happen, but unfortunately their missile sphere goes down, and they got to start focusing on that zone here, which unfortunately they do not here. So Stampede stomping on their feet of Micklin Heroes here, taking this first match of the set here. 1-0 Stampede. We are in winners round 3 here. And both teams have shown incredible powers and everything. They have everything it takes. But, looking back at that last game there, I mean, Armor, I think in the end, unfortunately, Armor came back to bite a Micklin Heroes. Not running Armor there just kind of stunk. And just in general, the players and choices of Stampede, they just played a lot better there on Wahoo World. I mean, they just came off of playing Wahoo World, and so to go back into another Wahoo World Spot Zones map, I think they had a lot of confidence and, hype from overcoming the last match. To give it insight to new viewers here, Stampede was here in our winners round 2 match. And to make it 3-0, Stampede got a overtime victory on Wahoo World Spot Zones. It was a truly very much big comeback. I think they had a deficit of about 40 to 50 points. So really, really tough. And, the players at that time are, very hype and very full of adrenaline. And just, I think it kind of carried over to this next match. But coming into the second match here, Mako Mart Spot Zones. A fan favorite. I think just in general as a map here, Mako Mart seen as one of the best Splatoon 2 maps. So going into the spot zones, you know, it's gonna be a great showing from both of these two teams. And as we're about to get set here in the second match here. Michelin Heroes opting to go no armor again, which in general, I think since Stampede is running an armor weapon, I think in general, it's just best to play armor here. But hey, they're going to show us how it works here. Lex unfortunately going down pretty early there, and Stampede getting that zone off of Michelin Heroes. Dean here trying to get back into this with that foil squeezer. I have not talked anything about this foil squeezer, as it is the first time we've seen it in this tournament here. Bubbles coming out from Gene, and really not making a splash here, but the Booyah Bomb trying to make something happen. Double pop there, giving back that zone to Michelin Heroes. Lex getting a nice pick there on Chara, but unfortunately getting picked off due to some strong teamwork there on Stampede. Just really showing how aggressive and powerful this team is, as they are sitting in pretty good positions, but Art really getting a good shot there with their K shot there, getting a really nice pick and setting up Michelin Heroes revival and trying to get the zone here and painting. Look at how forward this team is. Michelin Heroes being really aggressive. Unfortunately, the dualies does go down to be squished in an area. Here comes Stampede, though, 2 on that left stack here. And really putting, but Lex with a nice kill on the armor weapon here. Chara going down with that Junior, and Arachi in a really sticky situation, opting to jump out to a teammate. Stampede getting that zone with 1 tick remaining. I should say Michelin Heroes need just 1.5 ticks there to get that zone back. And they do indeed have a penalty, but are playing a really strong game here. Synapse opting to jump back, and it looks like they're going to give Michelin Heroes that lead. Lex in a really good position with that 52 gal, but getting picked off by the opposing 52 gal. Synapse putting on great force there. The bubbles, I believe, getting the pick there before the foil squeezer does go down. Now that left stack here getting really pushed by the Stampede team. While Stampede does not currently have the lead, they do have an incredible force. Unfortunately, their K52 goes down here, but that is not in time for Michelin Heroes to get the zone back before lead is given up here. So Michelin Heroes getting the zone back, though, before going 1 down. I should say Stampede actually went 1 down, so look at that bubble play, though. Gene realizing their team needed some help there and just getting that bubble over there to pop it and destroy that dually squelcher. Bubbles are some major crap in this game, so it's pretty easy. Unfortunately, also Arashi is going down really in their spawn there, so that's quite unfortunate there, as Stampede has to really find something. You know, this is really the first time they've really been on the back heel, as you know they've had they had a 3-0 in the second round here where we streamed, but now I mean they are currently losing in this first game here, the Michelin Heroes. Not by much, but on the back heel nonetheless. I should say in the second game. This is definitely my bad here. But here they go, though. They have no penalty here. Booyah Bomb on the low for Stampede. In a really nice position. Lex got to get this kick, though. I should say Michelin Heroes does get this stop. But will it cost them any points? No, it will cost the Michelin Heroes death here. As that, I think that's a delayed wipe. Michelin Heroes has one last opportunity to come back, but with armor and no specials here, I don't think they're going to get anything, and that is correct. Stampede does get the second game in round 3 of winners. I mean, just looking at that, I mean, Michelin Heroes put a good amount of pressure. Now, remember, I did say they don't have a armor player, so I really think that's something that's, you know, taken taking them back. Honestly, I really think they need a armor player, but unfortunately, they do in fact have a DC on the side of Michelin Heroes. So we're gonna remake that. We're gonna remake that room real quick, and we'll get back to you real soon. But we'll continue here. You know, both these teams. I mean, they're both really strong teams here. Michelin Heroes just has yet to take a match here, but on that Mako Mart game though, they really put the pressure there, even without the armor. Having those double missiles and just playing as a team there really helped. But going back to Stampede, we cannot tell enough about their coordination and how well they play there. Synapse played really well with that 52, outplaying the Michelin Heroes 52, and just playing really aggressively while still playing as a team, getting those Booyah bombs out, and just playing really well. Both teams, though, are really strong. If you are new here, we are in winners round 3. Currently speaking, Stampede is up 2-0, but that does not mean anything, as Michelin Heroes is a really strong team here that could, in fact, turn this around. It's possible. But we do have one incredibly big news. You need to play a Dually Sculptures in Lobster Crossfire. It is mandatory that you play the amazing Dually Sculpture. Either the vanilla one or the custom one, it does not matter, but a Dually Sculpture is required for this custom tournament. And it really just changes how the way people play. So obviously, you got to get off some of your main weapons and just play something you're maybe not so much familiar with. And for some people, it can be kind of hard. So they got to get out of their comfort zone there, so to speak. So, hey, both of these teams have players playing really well on the Dually Sculptures, and it is really something to see here. So we are ready to get going here. Both these teams, Stampede versus Michelin Heroes, both very strong teams here today. Don't doubt Michelin Heroes, even though it currently is 2-0 in favor of Stampede in this winners round 3 of Lobster Crossfire. They are definitely not out of it yet. And for our third match here today of winners round 3, we are going into Splat Zone's Anchovy Games. Both these teams should be pretty familiar with this map, as I assume we've definitely seen Stampede play in Anchovy Games last round. So I should say last. I forget what it is called. It is round. Last round we saw him play it. Round 2 we saw him play this Anchovy Games map. So it'll be cool to see. As it seems, I think we might be seeing a switch up from Team Stampede, but we'll see in just a minute. Just waiting on what seems to be a star player, Synapse here. Possibly switching weapons here. You never know. We're going to see right now. But really taking their time, that's for sure. All right. Game 3, round 3 of winners. Finally, Michelin Heroes listens to me and plays in armor. But that doesn't stop double missiles on both sides. Pretty similar comps here. Foil Squeezer is opted over the K52 gallon side Michelin Heroes. Maybe the play, honestly. Gene all over here by themselves, really trying to put pressure on Synapse and the crew here, but Prochara sees it and knows what to do. Gene getting almost picked off here as two are down on the side of Michelin Heroes. The Junior having to back off, and Gene also backing off real quick as they try to get their bubbles, as they do have bubbles. Here they come, Michelin Heroes trying to make a splash in the water here as, you know, the Stampede is already down to 60 points remaining. Really making a threat for them. Synapse over here in Arcade trying to do some work here. He's making himself known, not getting that jump to the ledge, but really trying to do something big there as we got two here. Two down on the side. Michelin Heroes not looking good, and it's really their last chance here before they go out. Synapse sitting here was sitting there pretty comfortably until they moved the Dewey Squelchers here in the zone right now. They do get zone. Michelin Heroes staying alive here, keeping it alive. Not gonna copyright the stream, but really doing some good. But Michelin Heroes having to jump out here, really kind of unfortunate for them. As we see here, Michelin Heroes is playing a really aggressive comp, or I should say, in an aggressive way. Instead of going for some specials like we saw the Mad Lads do, they kind of, you know, missile spams and everything like that. Michelin Heroes is playing 4 picks here, as you can see. They straight up went up on Synapse and picked them off there. Fortunately, bubbles go down. That foil squeezer not seeing another day here, and Stampede has this zone back pretty much locked. Synapse throwing that Booyah Bomb and just holding this spam pretty well. Michelin Heroes has nowhere to go, but they have armor, so this is their opportunity to make the most of it. Unfortunately, Lex going down here, but Michelin Heroes does have a taste of that zone, giving them a chance in this as they have 2 minutes remaining. Bubbles coming out from Michelin Heroes. The bubbles are getting destroyed. Something you don't really see that often, but they do indeed pop. A trade with Synapse and Gene, which I think it really goes in the favor of Michelin Heroes. Unfortunately, Junior Cast goes down, and it's just the Art and the Dewey Squelchers left. But look at how aggressive this Stampede team is, and they're playing really well as a team, having 2 people with them at all times, keeping up the pressure there. Little penalty left on the play, and Michelin Heroes has to get something done really quick here. Bubbles are in. That seals the deal here. 2 people jump, and Kiwi is staying in the zone, but they find him. And so Michelin Heroes finally gets a push that they can get some points off of. But look at how bunched this Michelin team is. You know, they are putting on a good amount of pressure, but really having to back off here after the missiles are popped. So really gonna have to take a lot of tough to keep the zone here. As look at that, they're almost contesting it. But Kiwi opting to go for kills instead of contestation. And that gives Michelin Heroes about 3 or 4 more ticks left in that before it was taken back by Stampede. So 31, still pretty good push there, giving them a chance in this battle on the side of Michelin Heroes. Arashi and Synapse putting a lot of pressure there with the bombs from Arashi, but his Bubble Blower is putting some pressure, and the zone automatically flips for Michelin Heroes. Nothing they could do there, and, you know, Synapse does get the Booyah Bomb off, and Gene, unfortunately, going to go down due to not being able to shred it. Cast in the corner here versus a 52 gal. I'm not sure how they're going to get out of this one, and they're not. 1 second remaining, and they do get it in overtime, but that's only 2 players on the side of Michelin Heroes. It's going to be hard to contest this, but they are contesting it. Missiles and armor going out. It's going to be really hard, and that's going to be it here. Unfortunately, Michelin Heroes also getting 3-0'd here in winners round 3. Char getting 10 armors there. 9 missiles from literally almost every single missile user on both sides. So the spam was real here today, but really good from both sides. But ultimately, Stampede taking that one pretty easily there. But we're going to go to a break as we get ready and set for winners round 4, the semifinals of Lobster Crossfire. We'll be right back after this. Alrighty, we're back for our semifinals here. Back with Stampede, a team who's wiping the competition right now, versus Blacklight, which is a team we saw wipe the competition in our first rounds earlier today. So both teams having that duelist culture as they should here. We need to see that. But also, is that a foil roller? A foil roller. Yes, it is. It is a Flingza roller. That is correct, which is such an odd pick, but I like it. Blacklight, though, having control of this zone, though, one down, really putting on great pressure. Ooms over here with that Flingza roller, just chilling. He was just chilling in that spot, but already pointing a lot of points going down, but only one person contesting that zone. Unfortunately, that dually going down on the side of Blacklight. Azu with the Stingray here for Blacklight, getting at least one here. 3 down on the side of Stampede. Nobody's capped it. There you go. Finally, Blacklight recaps his zone and is ticking down that penalty they just got. Stampede really trying to get in here. Synapse with that play. Look at that. That foil roller immediately destroyed. And now these dualies are getting punished. Look at that. Almost going down. They're in trouble here. These dualies, if they somehow get somebody, that would be a miracle. Instead, they do not. But the foil roller gets one. Almost getting two. Synapse having to jump out there for Stampede. And really putting out the work here as Blacklight continues to keep this lead. Well, look at that. Synapse with an incredible play there. Getting two on the side of Blacklight. So really important kills there. SMP gets his own. One down each side. That foil roller, which looks really important to the team of Blacklight. Just getting back into the respawns. So really something to watch out for. This Jet all alone here on this side. Almost going down. Really getting punished there as two go down on the side of Blacklight. Another one, that roller going down on the right side there, giving Stampede all the room in the world to move around and keep the zone here. But the Stingray comes out, shown and proven really deadly here. Finding one, almost finding two there on Arashi. Arashi actually getting out there. Pretty incredible there. But Prochar and crew trying to get something done on this right side. But the roller gets one there. Looking for another one. Ooms here looking for another one. And that foil roller. Almost finding Synapse. And that's a wipe though on Blacklight. You know, we saw a lot of play there from Blacklight. Some really good highlights. But unfortunately, that wipe there was very crucial on the side of Stampede. So Stampede getting that lead. Stingray, I don't think Stingray got anybody. That is correct. Nobody has died yet on the side of Stampede. So, and they're still contesting it here. So it's gonna be really hard for this Blacklight team to get something done. Synapse getting taken down, and this dually getting another one. Arashi goes down from the dually squelchers. What a play! Stingray going out, not really finding anybody, but Blacklight keeps his zone here. One in breakfast, one on the stack there. Neko almost going down there as Ooms is getting solo missile. That means he is the eyes of the prize. That is their prime target on the side of Stampede. 1 minute remaining. Little baby and crew. His whole crew unfortunately goes down. Ooms is fighting for survival, but they find him. And unfortunately, it goes down at a very unfortunate time. Stampede's penalty is no more. Here comes Blacklight fighting for their life here. 8 seconds remaining. Everything is coming out on both sides here, and I believe that's it. Stampede takes game 1 of our semifinals. And look at those frags there. I mean, I assume most of those were assists, but Chara and Synapse have a dream team connection there, just putting up kills after kills on each side, doing really well. Not to mention the rest of the team there, just collaborating really well here. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, let me look. They have not dropped have not dropped a match yet in this tournament, so they are a force to be reckoned with, that's for sure. For anybody who is new here, welcome to Lobster Crossfire, a tournament where you have to play Duelist Welcher. Someone on your team has to be a Duelist Welcher, whether it's vanilla or custom. We don't care. As long as you have a Duelist Welcher on your team, it's fair game. The winner of this tournament gets $20 a pop, $80 total, 20 to each player, as well as second place gets a guaranteed prize of $10 a person, $40 in total to the second place team. But in general, we're really fun for all of these teams here today. Double elimination as we get into Spot Zone's Muscle Forge Fitness. Opting to stick with a foil roller. That is a triple missile comp, by the way. Ding, ding, ding. Blacklight with the triple missiles there. And then the armor. While we see, I believe, double missiles, armor, and Booyah Bomb on the side of Stampede. So, missiles, missiles, missiles. But, death as Necromaro gets a pick on the other Duelist Welcher without going down. Gets 2 here. But, unfortunately, Blacklight is now 3 down. With Stampede in that zone. Booyah Bomb on the side of Synapse. Getting a lot of movement there, displacement. As, look at, Synapse in a really good position here. As this foil roller is trying to get something done. Unfortunately, missing their shot, and the 52 gal gets its prey. Azu in a really tough situation here. They have to jump out here and really just go back to the starting board. Ooms unfortunately going down yet again there. That's the crucial missiles player, and going down, that is quite unfortunate for them. But they are back and ready to go here. 18 seconds remaining on Stampede's timer here, and they are ready to just close it out here right now. Little baby though, and get in those picks there. Nice. I think that's a triple, almost a quad here for Little Baby. At least a double for Little Baby there. Really showing that they can frag out even on an end zap. Now Stampede being very much pushed back. Look at those missiles just scattering all over their spawn kind of area. And this is Blacklight's time to get those points as they pop the missiles. Little Baby go down though. Really unfortunate, and now Stampede gets that zone back with 2 down on the side of Blacklight. But here comes Blacklight. They are going to get this contestation and the zone here. Stampede is being moved back 1 down, though, for Blacklight here. So they're all going to have to actually jump here, and Stampede keeps his zone with a minimal penalty. Actually, it's a hefty penalty, I should say. And now it's Blacklight on the back foot here. Not much penalty points remaining and almost 0 physical points remaining. They are going to push back ultimately here. They need to get something going here, as well as this roller needs to get some type of kill here, as they get destroyed by that cave shot, just destructing them and taking them down. Last push here for Blacklight here in the semifinals. They need to get something done here as Little Baby unfortunately goes down, and the missiles are not going to be enough. Stampede takes game 2. Ace there being our star missile player with a grand total of 10 missile-aroos before taking their loss there. Only 2 kills, so that is what I like to call meta. You gotta love it. But, hey, gotta deal with it until Splatoon 3 comes out very soon here, but we are gonna go on to our third match. It is currently 2-0 in favor of Stampede here. They just need one more win to go on to our winners finals and have a chance to get to the grand finals. For our match 3, we are going to be on Splatzone's Manta Maria. And we're going to have a doozy of a match. I love it already. Blacklight opting to go for that Rapid Blaster. Stampede saying to pretty much the same comp, if not the same comp, correct. And that Rapid Blaster already going down. Little baby on the frag there, getting a kill on the opposing armor player. Not without going down to Arashi there, putting up great plays and great skill there as Stampede takes the zone once again. Blacklight has now found a way to capitalize and, almost try and cap the zone. They get a nice kill, but the dual sculptures does go down, not before Blacklight does indeed cap the zone, so they are going to have a chance to put some pressure on with that blaster. Arashi having to back up just because that blaster can be so potent sometimes. That roar ultimately getting destroyed on the side of Blacklight, and it's now Stampede getting that zone back and really just making the most of it here as they now have no penalty. Arashi here with the missiles, trying to get something done here, but Little Baby on the offense, gonna get destroyed with missiles there. Not gonna be good for the Blacklight team here. Necromara trying to stay sneaky, but they found him. Just trying to stay alive and get some specials here on the side of Blacklight here. Stampede is doing an excellent job keeping the zone and keeping on that pressure. This is probably one of their most best matches that they've done so. Really just keeping the pressure and not letting Blacklight get to the zone at all. But now 52 is down. Unfortunately, one goes down on the side of Blacklight, but they are still contesting the zone. The K-Shot getting a nice kill there. And now Neko is in a struggle. The last one standing, and now it's a wipe. And unfortunately, not getting a drip pick there. Come on, guys. But Stampede does take semifinals. 3-0 here. Currently without a loss in this tournament. Alrighty. That was our semifinals. We are going to be coming right back after this short break with our winners finals. Uh, and welcome back to Lobster Crossfire number 13 here today. We are here in Losers Round 4 with two amazing teams. DNA versus the Micklin Heroes. Now we saw Micklin Heroes earlier today versus Stampede here in the winners. They are trying to get their way to back up to grand finals here. But they have a team DNA in their way here, trying to take all the glory here. DNA actually a really strong team here. I mean, both teams are really strong, but fortunately, Blacklight, the team that went on to face Stampede, beat them 3-1 here. Micklin Heroes obviously losing on stream here to Stampede 3-0. So it's going to be a very close battle here from both teams to see who's really got what it takes to win it all, or at least win this Losers Round 4. Now, if you're just new here, this is Losers Round 4 of Lobster Crossfire number 13. Both teams must have one user with a duelist sculpture, so you'll see duelist sculptures on both sides here. That is the main gimmick of the tournament here, so something really cool to see. And we're about to get started. Both teams opting to go a little different. I think we have besides the duelist sculptures, we got a little something different on each side. NZAP on the side of the Micklin Heroes, while DNA opts to go for the juniors. So really something that they can't agree on, but something they can agree on is that Missiles duelist sculpture is the way to go here. And unfortunately, Micklin Heroes does get wiped there at the start, so quite unfortunate. Luke already getting another kill here. Zeke really being aggressive with the inkjet, something we've not seen almost at all today. As well as Nautilus being, I believe this is the first time we've seen Nautilus, so really a cool sight to see here in the Losers Round. Luke with the Booyah Bomb getting some kills, 3 down on the side of Micklin Heroes. As it is just Gene way in the back here, just trying to get some specials there for a push here. Zeke spots out Lex though on the side of Micklin Heroes and is trying to get it done, but Zeke now in a tight corner gets picked off, but only 20 seconds remaining on the side of DNA in the counter. While one down, they need a lot of fight against the Micklin Heroes. 4 seconds remaining, they get a counter off, but it might just not be enough here as Landon, unfortunately, does not keep it in the favor of DNA. Micklin Heroes now has a chance to really rack up some points after DNA put some great style points onto the board. 4 remaining for them, but the timer is ticking for Micklin Heroes. They are really here to make something happen. That was some lag, I believe, spectator lag there. That Booyah Bomb went into the zone, but yeah, that had to be some major lag there. But nonetheless, DNA gets 3 there and is now getting that penalty down lower and lower. "40 seconds left on the penalty for DNA. They pop the armor and I believe the Booyah Bomb's about to come out. Well, unfortunately, their duelist sculpture Splur gets annihilated there. Micklin Heroes putting some great plays on Darth and getting that kill, but not before getting almost destroyed by that Booyah Bomb. Gene capping that one zone here, but unfortunately going down. And that's 2 down on Micklin Heroes. DNA loses the penalty here and gets the game 1 on Manta Maria. Ultimately, just a way better game there on the side of DNA, really showing that they are in the control wheel. Going on back to Anchovy games. Remember though, losers rounds are all best of 3. So DNA is in the driving seat right now as Micklen Harris has to win the last 2 here to move on and not get knocked out here. So really important for them to get something going. We're about to get ready here for game 2 of Losers Round 4, Micklen Heroes versus the DNA squad. Really, two really strong teams here, and I mean, one of them will be going to our Losers Finals, and one will unfortunately be getting knocked out. Both teams 2-0 their loser round opponents in pretty easy fashion, so no time to stop it, you know, for these teams. And here we go. DNA coming out into mid a little bit faster than Micklen Heroes, but that might be at a price here. Micklen Heroes actually getting that zone first. But unfortunately, that armor does go down, and Luke is up and killing there. Gets a nice trade onto, I believe, that foil player in Gene. Lex almost getting destroyed there. Zeke ultimately going down 2 down on the side of DNA, but not before Luke gets 2 out of his weapon there. Duelist Squatcher does in fact live there, not before living. Oh my goodness, Gene ultimately getting the kill there, but Dark was living a little bit too long. Ultimately getting picked off there. But look at Art over here in this corner, realizes Zeke is there, gets the pick. Missiles come out, but unfortunately for them, Dark gets a nice slap in the face for them. We're already at 15 seconds remaining on the DNA clock. Micklen Heroes needs to act now or forever hold your peace of bubbles. Gene's bubbles getting a surprise attack there and getting 2 of the DNA squad. DNA does get this zone back here, and really now, Micklen Heroes has not done that much damage here, besides 30 exact points, so really need to get some points on the board here. It's a 1v1 though. Cass has just now realized it and armors and gets picked off. Lex only lives because of the armor though, so really important usage of the armor, but both of them actually go down here, so there's a pretty abysmal armor, in fact, for Team Micklen Heroes. DNA now has a 40-second penalty here. With literally no time remaining, Micklen Heroes really needs to find something out of their butt. And get it going here as the armor is set up. Gene getting those bubbles, but they're getting destroyed there. Zeke on the play, literally kablooeying them into pieces, but that is 3 down on the side of DNA. Micklen Heroes gets his zone back in pretty nice fashion. Art calling out to the teammate because they are in the distress situation. DNA figuring that out and getting a nice pick not before their armor player goes down. Booyah into the zone. They're gonna not paint over that, and Micklen Heroes loses the zone pretty quickly, as well as their armor player pretty quickly. Oh, Zeke on the play, boom, pow. Art is no more there, unfortunately. What a nice shot by that Nautilus player Zeke, really showing what's up. Luke here on the fan, really trying to find and farm picks here and just try to keep it in control. Looking now, penalty is at 10 remaining for the side of DNA. They really just want to keep this going, and they do. DNA taking losers round 4, 2-0. And welcome back to Lobster Crossfire number 13. We are here playing Flat Zones only. It is a Flat Zones only tournament here. And the main gimmick, it's a great gimmick, guys. Dually Squelchers. One player of the opposing, or each team I should say, needs to have a Dually Squelcher. So it's going to mix it up a little bit and make teams have to rely on something different. So we are here in a losers finals Muscle Forge Fitness Spot Zones best of 3 situation here. DNA versus Blacklight. 2 very strong teams that we've seen, and Ooms over here sticking to that foil flings a roller. They are fighting for the zone pretty intensely here, as unfortunately 2 go down on Blacklight, and DNA in fact get that W and that zone. Really holding on to the zone pretty well as 2 more go down on the side of Blacklight. Ooms over here trying to get something done with those missiles, getting 3 and part of it, and now giving a chance for his team to get into the zone. Unfortunately, they are the last one remaining, and they're going to try and get something done, but that's not going to happen. And in fact, to get the jump out. "25 seconds remaining on the penalty clock here for DNA. They are trying to shut this down fast. Blacklight, though, trying to respond here. Not going to happen, and it's going to kill them under their feet here. 7 seconds remaining here. Nice kill by Azu. But will it be enough here? No, unfortunately not. They cared more about kills here on the side of Blacklight, it seems, and not about the zone. And unfortunately, they will cost. It will cost them game 1 here. DNA showed up to that match, and they really did a lot of good stuff here. But speaking of good stuff, we finally see Spot Zones The Reef, which was dug deep into our map pool here, finally bringing it out for loser finals here on stream. Really something to watch here. Going to be a great and actually kind of fair match here. Just waiting up for a member of DNA here, but honestly, I don't think they'll be switching that much, as their comp has been really working there. DNA really strong and just showing up when it counts. Ooms, on the other hand, I believe possibly switching to a different weapon, as the foil roller didn't really do much damage that last round. And there he is, submitting to the K-52 Senseis, or whatever you want to call it there, but going to the K-52, praying that's going to be a little bit better than the roller, and it might just be, but Luke, knowing how the weapon works, unfortunately getting a pick right away on so. And also catching the little baby off guard, but having to retreat, unfortunately, there, so a lot is happening here on this map. DNA putting out some damage here and getting that zone. Missiles coming on inside of DNA, and Zeke trying to be sneaky, gets a little baby. And trying to get here and putting a lot of pressure on him. Just trying to get something going, and Necromaru is not going to have it there. Blacklight doing a great job, at least, of keeping themselves alive here. You know, they're not really going down that much, but Zeke might have a word about that. Zeke on the path. Zeke getting out, actually. And now Blacklight has a great amount of paint here, and it could keep the zone for quite a while. Unfortunately, though, Azu gets taken down, and I am very much incorrect. As DNA takes his zone back pretty fast after their wipe, or their 3-down situation. Azu, though, gets a great kill there on Luke. Fighting Dark here, little baby comes in. He gets the kill double there, and that's a wipe on the side of DNA. DNA needs to get some specials and just play overall as a team more like they did in the first game if they want to come back and get some good pressure here after the capture here. But now Blacklight trying to keep the zone here still does not have the lead as DNA is officially going to take that zone. That's in a really bad situation here. Does not get anybody and gets taken down very much, unfortunately. DNA's got a really good structure here. There was 2 on bridge and 2 underneath in zone here, but Dark takes the toll and takes a trade there in the end. Azu trying to find a kill up on top bridge, but really can't find anything. As the time is ticking for DNA, they're going to get some nice amounts. As 2 is actually down. Neko needs to win, and Nekumaru gets the kill. And now Blacklight is most likely going to get the zone back. Not if Luke has something to say about it, which he doesn't. He only gets 1 there. And then Blacklight combined get some nice pick. But Zeke being a little sneaky, little baby and friends. We do indeed find out about Zeke's plans, but Zeke getting 1. Luke here getting 1 of the zones. Fortunately, going down a little bit. He'd be having to retreat here as Luke going to almost find the kill there. Blacklight getting their armor out, getting ready to push back in here. DNA, look at that. They're all in a line, but they're in like different little zones here, keeping track of that bridge and keeping track underneath. Unfortunately, though, nobody's up top on that bridge. If Blacklight does realize this, they could capitalize. But Azu in general just capitalizes on being an absolute beast, getting a nice little kill before going down there, and Nekumaru getting a pick of their own before going down. So it's just an overall bloodbath right now, but DNA still getting the better stick of it. Ten seconds remaining on the DNA penalty. They get an absolute prize if they somehow take this here. Nekumaru goes down, unfortunately. Little baby trying to get something out of it. It's just a zoo. And that is it. Best of 3, remember, DNA wins our loser finals. But it's not over yet. They will now face Stampede. Our winners going into the grand final from our winner's side will have something to deal about it. But first, we will be heading to a quick break here before we bring you a broadcast of our grand finals here today. Remember, second place, one of these teams, DNA or Stampede, will be going home with at least $40 cash here today. So congratulations to our people in grand finals. But we got to figure out who's going away with a little bit more cash here, and the grand prize and the Sendu badge. Very important to get that Sendu badge. So we will be officially back though right after a break with Stampede versus DNA. and welcome to the grand finals of Lobster Crossfire. We are here today with two incredible teams who have made it this far. From the winner's bracket, we've got Stampede, consisting of Chara, Arashi, Synap, and Kiwi. And from our loser's bracket, still having a chance here, obviously, but coming from our loser's bracket is DNA, consisting of Dark, Luke, Landon, and Zeke, all very skilled players trying to test it out and see who will win the grand prize of $80 redues, $20 redues per person. First up today, we get Flatso's Inkbot. Now these teams have not much of a change, and I believe we're playing with the same weapons on both sides. A lot of variety here, folks. Now remember, we will be playing a best of 7 here, so a lot of time to get into this. But DNA getting pushed back really hard here, as 3 went down really early there, and Stampede getting an early 30 points here. I should say 20 points. Two down again on the side of DNA. They're really getting pushed back here. They need to group up here and get some specials. Get that teamwork coming that they so much had in the losers bracket. Stampede putting a really nice show on. Making Landon move. Look at that displacement there. Really nice play by Synapse and crew. Really just throwing it up as Zeke goes down to 3 down on DNA. Stampede literally doing what's in their name and just rolling over DNA right now with 8 seconds remaining on the clock. There was a wipe on the side of DNA, but they did get it contested, but unfortunately they did get wiped there. Game 1 goes to Stampede. Stampede literally had all the control there, and just showed how dominant of a team they really are. I mean, they kind of swept over there and just really called it a day. DNA really didn't have that much of a chance in at least that match of doing anything, but we will be getting into our second one here, our second match. You know, anything can happen. They can change their styles and plays, and get into this one. We got DNA versus Stampede, game 2 of our grand finals. I'm Malcolm Mark, Spot Zones. Now both sides bring in the same comp as last time and as each other. Just shows that this is the comp to run. But I do want to mention 10 of missiles on the side of DNA, while Stampede is going for the Ink Storm combination. DNA looking to find something out of it, and they do get the zone and at least 10 points out of it. Synapse going down, moves back this Stampede team that was so dominant in these games today. Not dropping a set yet, actually. Do want to mention that Stampede has indeed not dropped a game or match yet. 56 on the timer for DNA, but Stampede does get the zone back in their favor. So DNA is going to be pushed back a little bit, and they got to figure out how to deal with that when they couldn't last game. Stampede bringing out the missiles and the damage. Unfortunately, Dark goes down in their zone here, or I should say down in their spawn, more importantly there. So lead for Stampede and maybe some more, as DNA needs to act in vigilance there to get something done here, as they do get the zone. finally, after a lot of points, go off the board. Zeke and crew getting a nice spot there, but Dark does in fact go down. Very much unfortunate for DNA, but 2 down, I should say 1 down on each side here, as now there's no penalty on the side of DNA. They are free to move around. Unless Stampede has something to say about it, as armor and everything comes out on the side of Stampede, they are wanting to be ruthless here and take that zone. Unfortunately, that 52 is not going to have a fun time with that Booyah Bomb with all 4 members in that zone. Dark, unfortunately, going down again on those duo is definitely unusual pick for them, and really just hard. The dualies is just such an interesting and unusual class, and sometimes it is very difficult to use, which is kind of something we can see with Dark's play right now. But they are using them to great effect right now, as DNA is set to take the lead here after having no more penalty. And they indeed do take that lead and more, as DNA is in the process of trying to get more points for that lead and possibly go for the knockout, but Inkstorm's got something to talk about it. So 2 down on the side of Stampede, and now I believe that was a delayed wipe, as Synapse indeed also goes down. And DNA officially is the first team here today to take a set off of Stampede. Zeke being very much dominant there, as then you could see, I believe they got at least 2 or 3 picks there, cementing DNA in the books. But at the end of the day, remember, it is a full team effort here. Both teams really showing why they are here in the finals in the first place. Just being really dominant here. And for the first time, you know, Stampede not being as dominant. As we get into our I should say our grand finals game 3, I would like to remind you that I am your commentator for today, Corona be here, and it's a pleasure to be here and commentating for an amazing tournament called Lobster Crossfire. Here today, number 13 here. And I'd like to thank the whole crew. I just, you know, I want to say a little early here, but shout out to our TOs here today. They are the ones who really truly bring it together, and our streamer here today. Much appreciated to them, Yayflower, who is streaming this tournament here live. Who are you watching from? These are streaming live for us today, which is very much appreciated. So a lot of the behind the scenes work here today for our squad here today. But enough about me and our amazing crew. Let's get back into our game 3 here today of our grand finals on Wahoo World Splatstones. As we get into our game 3 of Wahoo World, same comp as usual, both using missiles. This time though, as we see DNA getting the zone off pretty quickly. You know, Stampede's style here today is very much slow in the beginning, but once they get their specials, they are ready to rock and roll and take the zone here, as is something we see here once again, though Synapse unfortunately going down for Team Stampede. Very much contested on both sides here, as DNA does indeed get the zone back and are counting down 2v2 right now, but that is pretty much, really much in favor of DNA, as they are the defending team here. So really much trying to get it, but Stampede gets it back pretty quickly here. Not holding back here as DNA go 2 down, and Stampede gets that zone pretty quickly here. Lead is taken for Stampede, and they're going to hold it for a while. Look at this paint distribution here. Really putting DNA on the back hold. Sign up unfortunately going down, but not before a nice Booyah Bomb, holding back DNA for a long amount of ticks here. As DNA finally gets the zone back here. And hopefully you're going to keep it here, as you know, DNA trying to get something out of it. 1-1 currently in this grand finals here. DNA on the loser side, really looking for a reset. Trying to find it here. Look at that displacement though. Not going to look like it's going to be enough here, as Dark is not in a crud corner. DNA unfortunately going about 3 down here, but Zeke, look at Zeke. Zeke is in a crevice on Stampede's side, looking for the time to move, and Arashi is going to be his bait, but he goes down. Stampede is very much in control here and are looking to take it down. Looking to be the victors here, as they have no more penalty. $15 seconds remaining here, as DNA is going to actually get this contestation. But they're not going to get it here, as Stampede is going to actually be able to get some more time on the board. But 2 do go down for Stampede, as now DNA does get that zone back. 20-second penalty on the clock for DNA, as they do still have a big chance here with 1:30 left to go to get this W here in the grand finals. As Chara, though, getting a nice kill with the RNG weapon. That is the junior. Really slaying out there with the most amount of kills on their team. Stampede really happy to have a junior player like Chara there. So DNA though has that zone, and now they have no more penalty here, so the time is a-ticking. Here comes Stampede. They got the armor, the booyah, and the missiles on board for the retake here. Can they do it? They are not doing it right now, but they will in fact do it. Landon backing off. He's like, I'm out of here, bro. Peace. Getting that jump out. DNA, 30 seconds remaining to get something off. Armor out. Look at Team Stampede though. They are all ready for this attack. Ready to go. Here they come. Missiles go to the zone though. Luke is going to have something to say about it. But they do get the zone here with about 15 seconds remaining, but not before they lose all the specials there. But look at this. They are being very much aggressive here. DNA looking to save and get that OT win. We saw the Stampede team get an OT win on this very map earlier today. Wanting to do the same to this very team right now, as no penalty on the clock. Here comes Stampede. Will they have enough? 1 down on each side here. 4. Here comes the contestation. Paint is all around. Zeke with the play. Zeke with the play for DNA. Zeke coming around, getting that double here, and cleaning up all the paint for DNA, getting them the lead here, 2-1 in favor of DNA. But Pro Chara over here of 11 splats and 11 armors. Bruh. That's all I gotta say about that one. And now we are off into our game 4 here of Grand Finals. Splat Zones Piranha Pit. I believe we've not gotten to this map yet today, so it's gonna be a good watch nonetheless. We are about to get started with our game 4 here, DNA versus Stampede. Both teams are very much really powerful teams here, and either one could come out the victor. Time will tell. But here we go. Splat Zones on Piranha Pit here. Best of 7 situation. Same comps once again. Both opting for the missiles on the dual squelchers, so that's going to be making it the same squads. Very much contention of the zone. DNA trying to get this early zone though. As we see Stampede trying to get specials a little bit more early, but unfortunately Chara goes down. It really puts a stop to their plan here, so Arashi and Kiwi are stuck kind of in this long corner here. But here comes the missiles and Synap. They are ready to rumble here. But is it enough to get the zone? I believe no. I think it's enough to give DNA... not. I'm actually very much wrong here. But they're suiciding there. DNA with a suicide trap, I should say. Stampede with the suicide trap there, as two get caught in the ink there off of that ramp. And now they just got wiped there, which is pretty unfortunate for Team DNA. Stampede taking that lead as well as getting their specials. Very important here for keeping it. But that Booyah Bomb contesting that one zone here. But not enough, as 3 down for DNA. And that's a full wipe. Again. Stampede was not messing around here. Now DNA is in a dire situation to come back here. 0 kills on both the K-Gal and the Junior here on the side of DNA. So it's gonna be, it's been a rough one for both sides here. But fortunately the K-Shot getting a nice kill. 3 down finally on top of that Stampede team. So DNA finally getting something down and something going. I want to take a look though. We have 2 0-5 players. The Junior and the K-Shot have 5 specials, but 0 kills. Which I think is so Splatoon 2. But what else is Splatoon 2 is DNA with 50 remaining on the clock. No penalty on the board with a Booyah Bomb in the ready. On Piranha Pit here today. They're going to keep the zone here and keep up the pressure. But Luke unfortunately gets out 52 gals. And 2 go down for DNA. 3 now. DNA trying to get back in here. A trade on the board, but 2 down in favor of Stampede there. A Booyah Bomb right at Dark here. But Dark's going to stay alive on the side of DNA and try and help contest this zone. Missiles and everything coming out on the side of DNA. Armor and the spiel. Luke going down though. And now they gotta fend off people from all 3 angles. DNA in a sticky situation. Zeke unfortunately going down there. Luke having to stay back, but getting marked there as Landon and Dark on the rail all the way in useless there. So it's a tough time for the DNA team, but they do contest their zone as they are trying to contest the other zone. But Stampede has armor. DNA trying to get something done here, and they will. They contest zone here and grab it from Stampede. But they do have a hefty penalty that they have to get through. Stampede taking their time, taking a chill pill, and just, you know, they're just trying to stay alive here as they got all the time in the world, but not much anymore as that penalty does decline from Team DNA. Zeke somehow lives after almost getting rolled in that Booyah Bomb, though. Well, look at this. Team Stampede being knocked out. Boom! A nice bomb kill by Zeke, getting 2 there. And finally the lead, so really important here as 2 go down on both sides as DNA keep it alive. It's now Luke versus Synap. Who will contest it here? DNA contests it indeed. DNA wins game 4 of our grand finals. It is now 3-1 in favor of DNA. DNA just needs one more match here to make it a reset. DNA coming from our losers bracket, while Stampede is currently coming from our winners bracket. So, you know, anything can happen here, but one more match and DNA gets a bracket reset. That would be pretty hype. Our 5th match in our grand finals here against DNA and Stampede is Mansa Marion splat zones per usual. Remember, they have to use a duelist squelcher here, or else they get a no-go. they get oopsie doopsied. Both teams, I believe, sticking with the same weapons, yeah. But we do see an Ink Storm from Team Stampede and missiles from Team DNA, so a little bit of a switch up. I mean, I think the Ink Storm is actually the play here, and I think Stampede understands that, so I'm excited to see what we have here, but unfortunately, Chara going down on the side of Stampede early, so, you know, after getting that armor, it's just being useless here. You land and getting already a 2nd armor here after 30 seconds. Really wanting to win this. DNA already getting to 70 remaining in the nick of time here as the Booyah Bomb comes out. Doesn't really do much displacement or anything, just randomly kind of thrown there, I think. Not that much of a play, as Luke does in fact unfortunately go down for Team DNA. The Booyah Bomb on Team Stampede gives them the works for DNA and the zone, but not for long as Team DNA gets the zone back pretty swiftly. Look at this teamwork though. DNA realizing that they need to be aggressive here and not that point scissor. Indeed, finding that junior player, Chara, being found, and really just having to stay back as their penalty is no more on the side of DNA. But here comes Stampede. They have popped almost everything here. But so has DNA. They are ready for this push. And really nothing has come from the side of Stampede. No push really happened on the side of the Stampede just yet here. Booyah Bomb stopping the zone maybe for a little bit. And it is actually enough here. A really nice kill by Synap there. Making 3 down on the side of DNA. DNA trying to get back into this one after they had a really good first half here. As we get to about the 2:30 mark here. Really trying to stay in this one. Remember, if DNA does win this match, we go to a reset. a Grand Finals reset here, which for DNA at least would be amazing, but 2 down on both sides. Nobody's really contested the zone just yet as Synapse gets the Booyah Bomb on the ground, and Synapse gets a kill before going down, as well as getting about 5 new points there. 5 points there, and you know, no penalty yet. Stampede is doing a great job of just keeping this contested while everybody gets back into the zone. I say that as DNA, unfortunately, at least unfortunately for Stampede, gets that zone back pretty swiftly. But look at this, Dark playing really aggressive here, which I think really fits on this map here, and is doing a really good job here of playing the role of the Dually Squelcher, at least on this map here. You know, we've seen Dark kind of struggle, honestly, on the Dually Squelcher, because obviously it's not their main weapon. It's, you know, it's an amazing gimmick for this tournament, but, you know, Kiwi nor Dark mainly play that weapon. But speaking of the tournament, 4 players down, all players down, a wipe on the side of DNA, coming kind of out of nowhere there. About 1 minute remaining. Stampede is in control here. Should say DNA coming off of a wipe here. It's going to be pretty hard to come back here, as they are still kind of in their own territory here with a lot of paint in Stampede's favor. Booyah Bomb is coming up on the side of Synapse, and I think it picks off Landon there on the Junior. Really unfortunate for Team DNA, but Stampede gets the lead. And maybe some more. Dark getting a nice pick on Chara there on that Junior. No more armor for the side of Stampede, but that doesn't mean the points will stop here. But it actually does. It actually does. Their DNA does get this zone back, and with not that big of a penalty, honestly. 30 points is pretty easy to get through. But is it easy with an Ink Storm in that zone? Time will tell here. They're just throwing bombs at the zone. Remember, 10 seconds of neutral equals game over. So they're really trying to not do that. But they are also trying not to die here, as 2 members of DNA, now 3, have gone down. And this game is going to a game 6. Now we get on to our game 6 of our grand finals. DNA just needs 1 more match for a reset, while Stampede just need to win 2 to win it all. We are heading over to the Reef here on Spot Zones. Both teams have not changed their comp at all, besides a change from Ink Storm and missiles here and there on the Dually Squelcher. So, but not much of a change from either side. They found their comp, and they've kind of, you know, called it a day. And they're not going to change it at all there. They genuinely like their comp there. So I don't think we're going to see much of a change from either side. Just waiting for some members of DNA to ready up here on our 6th map here. They just need 1 more match to take it all the way to a reset here. So we will see if they can get it all the way over there. Yep, we see basically the same comp with just the switch of that Dually Squelcher. One having missiles and one having that ink storm there, so just a little bit of difference here. Not much at all, though. Unfortunately, Luke of DNA going down there, and 2 down on DNA. And it seems there it is. Stampede does capitalize and take that zone. Stampede takes the lead, but not without some casualties. 2 down situation for Stampede here. DNA takes it and makes Kiwi on that dually Squelcher have to, you know, jump out. DNA continues to keep the zone, but not without some capitalization. They're trying to get the zone on the side of Stampede, and they take one, and now they take the other. But not without Arashi going down. And Luke trying to get the kill. Does get the kill. That's 3 down. DNA will get the zone indeed. Prochara backing off with that junior, keeping a little bit of pressure, but not enough where DNA can capitalize and take their life. The armor has come out for Stampede here. DNA just trying to keep it alive here with the missiles and everything, but there are 2 down here. Dark is in a heap of trouble here as Arashi knows their name, and they get delayed wipe. Stampede almost and now officially taking that lead here, but not without DNA having something to say about it. But they are in a heap of trouble here, getting missiled and just not having a lot of control of paint. Luke and Landon not in a really good spot here, as Kiwi getting landed there, not without Zeke having a say in it. So a lot of blood, but not a lot of zone coverage for DNA. Landon unfortunately going down. That is 2 down on the side of DNA. They have about 1 more possible push here before it is all over. 20 remaining on the side of Stampede. We are here live with a 3-2 in favor of DNA. DNA only needs 1 more match here to get a reset. Stampede coming from our winners bracket. DNA coming from our losers bracket here in our grand finals. But that is 3 down for Stampede. Luke doing a great job of getting those kills, and now look at this. 2 on top of Bridge, while 2 fighting it out on the left side there. Zeke and Landon doing a great job of bombing and keeping them out there, while Luke and Dark keep that mid there. Very important, the Bridge, so it keeps that control there, but not without a little contention. 30 seconds remaining for DNA, but 1 does go down here, and here comes the push. Kiwi coming out of nowhere. Luke wanting to have a say on it, gets the RNG and the kill. Arashi, though, getting Luke in the end. But look at this. Look who has control of the bridge. It is now DNA there. Zeke doing a good job of getting that kill there, but it is very neutral here. Armor comes out for Stampede as DNA is getting a good amount of points, trying to get that penalty, no more, but they've got a lot to get through, and one of their teammates just went down there. Zeke unfortunately going down, and now Dark unfortunately going down. It's going to be a lot to get back into this one. And that does it. Stampede takes the Reef Zones to make it 3-3 in our grand finals. Both teams doing a good job, but in the end, Stampede's doing a little bit better here on the reef here. But for our final stage of the set, you know, obviously if DNA wins here, we go to a reset. But if Team Stampede wins here, they are the victor. Spot Zone's Muscle Forge will decide this in Game 7 of the Grand Finals. All players are ready, and we are ready to get set on Muscle Forge Spot Zones. Also, Forge Fitness here today, we see our dually squelchers both being timeless with both teams having the same comp, but DNA going 2 down pretty early here. And now that is a delayed wipe here. We're gonna hope it's just me here, but looking a little laggy here on DNA's side, but that's alright. Prochar and the Stampede crew taking the lead here. As missiles come out for DNA. One go down, Luke, or I should say, that was Landon who went down there. As they paint over that Booyah Bomb, no problemo. Stampede having a pretty easy time here on this map here. Getting all the way to 36 and getting about 3 kills there. This is one last push here for DNA, or their tournament is over. Armor is pots for Stampede. They got 10 seconds remaining. DNA is doing everything in their power to take the zone here. It is contested. Everybody's painting everywhere here. 3, 2, 1, and that is your tournament. Stampede takes Lobster Crossfire 13, 4-3 in our grand finals. Congrats to them. Both teams fought very hard there. DNA showing they were supposed to be here, right? Getting three victories over a team who hadn't lost at all in their earlier sets. So a really good job for both teams. But in the end, congratulations to Stampede, Prochara, Arashi. I'm missing a few. I am blanking, but you're loved. I literally just blanked, guys. Thumbs up. But congratulations to you guys on Team Stampede. Truly did a amazing job there and took the W. Very much again, congratulations. But again, I'd like to say thank you again to our crew here today. Our TOs, our streamer here today, Yayflower. Myself, obviously, I had a fun time commentating. And again, I wanted to say our main TO, our head TO of the day, running this all, Nate Ellie. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. Oh, hopefully. But I appreciate helping and being our TO for today. Much appreciated. I will say you can find me on Twitter.com. Wow. That's crazy. At Corona_beer. That's where I mainly reside at. And again, thank you for bringing me on to the cast. I had a lot of fun. Again, congratulations to our winner on $8 reduce. $80 reduce, $80 reduce, and $40 reduce to DNA. Got second place, which is still very much a W in my books. But that will end our tournament. Thank you for everybody coming out, and we'll see you next time.